This review is made possible by Gerald Kia in Naperville. Gerald's outstanding staff is ready to find the perfect car for you. Whether it be new or used, your next car is waiting for you at Gerald Kia.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2021 Kia Sorento X-Line SX Prestige all-wheel drive. Up front is a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline 4, and down below is an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. So I am super excited to be driving this here Sorento for a couple of different reasons. First of all, if you guys are followers of the channel, you'll know that I actually recently just drove a base model Sorento, the 2021, and I wanted to show you guys the new body style. I was super excited by it, but the dealership that I work with, Gerald Kia, didn't have any turbos yet. Well, now they do, and I'll be honest, the base model was very underwhelming. I wasn't super happy with it, but this is a lot better. This is a lot better. The second reason I'm super excited is because I get to experience the turbo engine with the 8-speed dual clutch transmission, as well as also I get digital gauges in this car, and I am an absolute sucker for digital gauges, so this is going to be a fun one. Now, before we get on to the rest of the video, if you guys are interested in selling your car, please click the link in the description below. Cashforcars.com will buy your car with a salvage title, good title, running, non-running, whatever it is. Please go support the channel by clicking the link in the description below. You can get a fast and easy quote for free, and they will pick up your vehicle in less than 24 hours. So let's get back to that 2.5-liter turbocharged inline 4. I'll put the horsepower and torque up on the screen. Now, I am fully warmed up here on the test track. I have not really floored it or done any type of acceleration tests yet here in the Sorento. And I'm noticing as I'm switching modes, the gauges are changing, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that later. But here we go, sport mode. I'm not gonna paddle shift. I'll get a little bit of audio, I guess, but here we go. Don't let me down, Kia. Not bad. Not bad at all. Is it going to rip your face off? No. But it adds that nice power boost. Lightning fast shifts from that dual clutch. Like I said, 8-speed dual clutch transmission. Now, the base model that I drove last time was an 8-speed transmission as well. However, it's actually a different transmission. It is not a dual clutch where this is. What a dual clutch means is that there's 2 clutches in the transmission, and your next gear is pretty much always engaged. And so it offers these lightning fast shifts. Boom. Just like that. I mean, this isn't the fastest shifting transmission to ever exist on planet Earth, but it's up there. It is quick, and it feels great. Why do you need a dual clutch transmission in a Kia? No, I'm asking. Why? Why does it need this? I don't know. Their Kia Stinger doesn't even come with a dual clutch, but they put it in for some reason. Last but not least, this is the all-wheel drive version. However, like I mentioned in the last video, there is a front-wheel drive Sorento offered as well. So let's talk about the interior. We have quite a bit to go through in here that's different from the base model. Starting off with one of my favorite things in the whole wide world, the digital dashboard in front of me. On the left is my speedometer, on the right is my tachometer, and in the center I get a little Sorento driving on a road. This is my radar cruise screen essentially, but I can switch that to a compass, my drive info, or we're back to the radar cruise. Now, like I mentioned earlier, when you switch the drive modes, it actually changes how these gauges look. This is awesome. This is exactly what digital gauges should be about. So right now I'm in smart mode. I get this nice little purple at the bottom. Looks fine, looks very reserved. Switch it up to sport, and there's an animation between gauges, which I think is great. Now I have white face gauges, easier to see the numbers. The red line is more pronounced. The needles are red. Fuel and coolant temperature are red. Then coming into comfort, we're back to our purple, sort of more relaxed color scheme. Eco, we get this nice digital clock looking face. There's like these lightning bolts. I feel like the needles are almost lightsabers. I love that. And then snow, everything goes back to being more reserved. However, these look slightly brighter than the Comfort ones. Nope, just switch back to the Comfort ones. They're the exact same. So Smart, Comfort, and Snow are all the same sort of gauges, but Eco and Sport, Sport of course being my favorite, really offer something new and interesting and cool from the gauge cluster. Yes, Kia, yes, 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 yes. Thank you. This is a screen. In front of me is a screen. I should be able to make the gauges whatever the heck I want, and Kia lets you get pretty dang close to that. I love that. But that is not even really the best part of the gauges. The best thing ever is the turn signal. When you activate the turn signal, depending on what side, that side gauge turns into a camera looking in that area's blind spot. So when I turn on my left turn signal, the left gauge turns into the camera. When I turn on my right turn signal, the right gauge turns into my camera. This is great. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my voice commands, mode, volume, track change, and phone options. And on the right, I have my selector for that center screen and my cruise control options. On the back of the steering wheel, I do have paddle shifters, which actually kind of makes sense in this. I do have a dual clutch transmission. Why not? Give me paddle shifter, sure. To the left of me, I have my gauge dimmer switch, my lane keep assist, traction control, and my power tailgate button. Should be noted that the base model Sorento does not have a power tailgate. So that is one of the added features here in the Prestige. Then on the door, I have my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows, as well as a Bose speaker down at the bottom. This car does have a Bose audio system, which is great. And I have this nice wood and this caramel brown leather. I think it looks really, really great and matches the seats. And we'll talk about those seats a little bit later on. Moving into the center, we have a couple of different things to go through in here. First of all, great size display. I do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There is a bunch of cool stuff in this center screen though, and we'll go through it now. So going through setup, we have these nice, really cool looking neon logos. I mean, they kind of speak a little 80s to me. You guys know I absolutely love the 80s. So a couple interesting things with these. First of all, if I go to display, I can actually turn on a blue light filter. Now, this is a recent phenomenon that's kind of come into the public light in recent years, that blue light from screens is really harmful to your eyes over a long period of time. They sell blue light glasses. I actually edit videos with blue light glasses on. It filters it out, helps protect your eyes and lower eye strain. I can actually turn on a blue light filter in the Sorento. This is a first for me. I have never seen a vehicle offer blue light filter settings, which is super smart, especially if you're driving at night on a dark highway. I-57 coming from St. Louis to Chicago, I think there isn't a light for like 60 miles. The interior lights of the car are really going to start wearing on your eyes, and that helps fight that strain. Now going to the main screen, I have map, navigation info, phone, roadside assistance, radio, media, voice memo, passenger talk, HD radio data, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and sounds of nature. This is so funny to me. Sounds of nature. I have a couple options. I have lively forest. Okay. Calm sea waves. Rainy day. This one's kind of unsettling. Kind of sounds like someone urinating. Open air cafe. This one's also interesting to me. Not sure why I would want people talking. Warm fireplace. And snowy village. I mean, I guess it's cool. It's definitely a very unique feature that is not found in all vehicles. Very, very interesting there. But I do have passenger talk. Hello, I'm trying passenger talk here. So what passenger talk is, I'm getting a slight echo actually, is the fact that there's a microphone placed up here and it actually will carry my voice to the third row. I recently drove the Honda Odyssey, the 2021 Honda Odyssey, and it has a similar feature. However, I find that actually more useful because the Honda Odyssey will pipe it through the headphones, where this just kind of projects it a little bit further. There's a slight, it's not an echo, but it sounds in my ears like I'm in a large room, if that makes sense. If you've ever just had a normal conversation like in a cathedral or an empty stadium, it kind of gives you that weird sort of feeling. I can scroll over and go to quiet mode, climate setup, notifications, and user manual. What is quiet mode? When quiet mode is selected, radio and media is played only in the front seats. All volume levels above 7 will be decreased to 7 automatically. Interesting. So if you have people, let's say kids, sleeping in the back, it's a long road trip, you could turn on quiet mode. It's going to quiet everything down. That is super, super smart, and I love that about the new Sorento. Then we have just the blank screen, and you can actually set users, which is nice. All that being said, the center screen is great. I get all those very, very nice features, and this feels very high quality. This feels like it's on the brink of a true luxury SUV. Down below that, I do have my climate control options. Nothing really too crazy here. Dual zone, 3 different levels of auto, which is interesting. Fan controls, things like that. 2 vents on either side. And then coming down to the center console, I have my garage door that is hiding 2 USB chargers, a wireless charger, and my USB in for the radio. Like I said with the base model Sorento, the same thing is here. I like this garage door. However, there is no cutout for my cord. So when I have my phone plugged in and the cord's coming out, I can't close this garage door. I wish that I were able to, but I can't have everything in this world. To the left and right of that, for the front driver and passenger, I do have heated and cooled seats. I do have cooled seats here in the Prestige, and I love that. The shifter is pretty standard from Kia. Nothing too crazy here. If you get a Kia Soul, if you get a Kia Forte, if you get a Kia Rio, it's all going to have the same shifter. It is what it is. I don't mind it. I think it looks nice. Then we have a bunch of different buttons down here at the bottom. I do have my different drive modes like we talked about earlier: Smart, Sport, Comfort, Eco, and Snow. But then on top of that, I do have 4-wheel drive lock. So that is a very nice feature. There actually is a center locking diff that I can toggle on and off with the push of a button. Then we have the heated steering wheel on the left, auto holding brake, which was missing from the base model Sorento. Base model Sorento still had a foot pedal. This does not, so I can actually have auto holding brakes, which is great. Hill descent control, my power parking brake, my parking sensors on and off, automatic start on and off, and the camera button. So the camera button is actually usable below 10 miles an hour and is super, super helpful. Not only do I have a 360 camera, which I used to get this car out of its parking space just moments ago, but I also have a front-facing camera. If you're uncomfortable driving larger, tall front SUVs, worry no more, because you can now see what's directly in front of you. I can also change this. I can look directly in front of me with the 360 camera. I can look in front of me with a fisheye. I can look forwards with my mirrors, and then I have my settings. Great customization. This offers great features for viewing, really ups the safety, and I love this system wholeheartedly. Center console, nothing really too crazy to report, has decent storage. Now we gotta talk about the seats. Like I said, they're heated, cooled, power, memory, all great features in the Sorento. But the nicest thing I think about them is this sort of caramel color with the diamond stitching. I think this is really something premium. We're starting to see this in a lot of cars, particularly a lot of Nissans, starting to have this sort of quilted diamond stitched leather. And I love it. I think it really adds something different. It makes the car look unique, and it just makes the car feel a lot nicer than it is. Like I mentioned earlier, that wood on the dash and doors, very nice. Stitching on the doors, and now the stitching on the seats, really, really great there. But speaking of seats, we do have 2 more rows of seats, so let's do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2021 Kia Sorento X-Line XS Prestige all-wheel drive. That is a mouthful. But the big thing about back here, I'll tilt the camera down a little bit, is that I get these captain's chairs. That was something that was not found in the base model Sorento. It had a straight bench. This actually gets the individual captain's chairs. They feel very, very premium and very nice. However, they are not heated, which is okay. That's fine. Other vehicles sort of at this price point tend to have rear heated seats, Mazda CX-9, Subaru Ascent, things like that. However, I do get these little side pockets. I guess that's cool. 2 vents down here. I do have a 12-volt outlet and a USB charger, as well as I have USB chargers in the back of the front seats, which is very, very cool and such a great place to put a USB charger because, you know, why not? All right, so now we're in the 3rd row of the Kia Sorento. Not great. I'm really not loving it back here. Although that was kind of cool. That made me feel like a wizard. You ready? You ready? That was kind of cool. Like I said, not great back here, although I do have a USB charger right here. And I have my power buttons for that 2nd row you guys just witnessed. I have them back here. So if you're reaching in through the trunk, buttons right there. You can fold those 2 seats down from all the way back there. We will get to the trunk in a second. And I have a 12-volt, 180-watt outlet. So now we'll take a quick look at the trunk because I already kind of showed you guys what's in it because, well, I'm sitting in it. But I'll show you the operation of the tailgate. Again, power tailgate, something that the base model did not get. And like I said, 12-volt outlet over there, as well as my buttons. Let's get this seat out of here. 12-volt outlet, buttons to lower the 2nd row. Bada bing, bada boom. That's pretty much it. Have this nice little container down there, but very, very nice. And tailgate and lock button up here. Now we got to talk about the looks, and this is pretty much the same as what I said about the base model. I don't think they look too different. Obviously, they're the same car. I like the silver color. I like the black wheels. I think it looks good. I definitely love the front end of the Sorento. I think the front end looks amazing. And I think the redesign went really well. I think this car, this SUV, looks absolutely fantastic. And so, let me get my final thoughts out about this top tier X-Line Sorento. This is miles and miles and miles ahead of the base model that I drove. I'm glad I drove the base model. It was cool and nice and I liked the refresh. But this is the new Sorento to me. These gauges, these digital gauges, I love. The features in here are amazing. Yeah, it's gimmicky, but the sounds of nature, that's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. The speaker system, again, gimmicky, but hey, it's cool. It's unique. It's fresh. It's new. You know, someone is going to buy this car secondhand 20 years from now and be like, ooh, 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 does it have the speaker system in it? Does it still work? Oh, that's so cool. Much like how we look at 90s cars with power seat belts and touchscreen displays. This feels premium. This feels like a premium SUV. And I like that. I like that a lot. I really, really do. I think this is far and away one of the best redesigns to come out of 2021. I just released my Nissan Rogue review, and I said that the Nissan Rogue was the best SUV of 2020. And while I stand by that, gosh, this is close. Ugh. Here's the thing. To me, this vehicle is more appealing than the Toyota Highlander that I drove, or the Toyota Venza even. This is more interesting to me than the Honda Pilot. This is just more interesting. The 2.5 turbo makes great power. It has a dual clutch transmission. I mean, it just has all of these little, I don't want to quote Doug DeMuro, but it has all of these little quirks and features that make it something great. On paper, it's a Kia Sorento. Who cares? But once you get into it and you start to get into all these little just nuanced things, all these little fun things, it's really a great vehicle because of the sum of its parts, if that makes sense. I'm not outwardly blown away by any one thing, but it's all of these things. The culmination of all of these nice little features makes this thing a very, very competitive, very interesting, and very intriguing SUV. I think Kia really has a solid win on their record with this Sorento. Not saying that the base model wasn't good, because if you watch that video, and I highly recommend you do, I raved about it then as well. But this is just something different. This is just way better. The Kia Sorento is the Kane County Cougars winning the championship. But the Kia Sorento Prestige X-Line Turbo, that's the Chicago Cubs winning the championship, baby. They're both super fun, but one is way more fun. But hopefully, unlike the Chicago Cubs, something like this will come around more than every 100 years. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you, as always, to Gerald Kia of Naperville. They are absolutely awesome. They helped me get this car. Like I said, I reviewed the base model Sorento earlier because I wanted to get that new video, that new body style out on video as soon as possible. But this is worth waiting for, and they helped me get that. Thank you to everyone at Gerald Kia. They are absolutely awesome. Their information is up on the screen as well as linked in the description below. Please go check them out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really like it. Take care, guys.